everybody, welcome to another DVD review. Today's DVD we're going to be reviewing is Lake Placid 2. You thought the first one was scary, but the second one would definitely terrify you. More kills, more crocodiles, even a bad person in a movie. And I'll tell you all those details in this movie. But before I forget, warning: this video might contain some spoilers. If you do not want to hear the rest of these spoilers, please skip over ahead through the rest of this video to see what's going to be going in my next upcoming YouTube videos through the rest of the month of June. Thank you. So we all started like that. You got a guy by the name of Tilvin, and you got a researcher that was like doing experiments on the ecosystem. And then, well, you know, since like Tilvin was like more like into sports and like golf and baseball, who knows? And then you got that big surprise attack where the shark, not shark, I'm getting shark stuck in my head right now. The giant crocodile jumps up and chomps him, drags him, and then when you see him pop up, he's stuck with only one arm, and then the crocodile drags him, and the scientist only has his arm, and he's like, Tilvin, like calling his name, but it was too late. The crocodile already claimed its first victim. Later on in the movie, you hear that John Schneider was telling his boy that he should like try to enjoy his new girlfriend, and then what do you know? They start making plans to go on a trip to the lake, like sooner or later. But we'll get to that part later on. Right now we'll focus on John Schneider at this moment. We see him going to town and trying to get some work done, and then he runs into like this female researcher and the same guy from before. And what do you know? They look through the doctor's lab and they saw like pieces of Tilvin. They see his leg, and then once when this eagle guy was showing the woman the leg of Tilvin, she literally ran away. But John Schneider wasn't very happy. Even after when he was interviewed by a newspaper reporter. I wouldn't want to be bugged when I'm dealing with a creature attack if I was them. But luckily we'll see that news reporter sooner or later. Right now we go straight like where John Schneider and his two pals are getting ready to start the research. Start looking for the creature that killed Tilvin. So that's when this woman decides to like go for a nice little swim, trying to look for remains of the body parts. And then the research guy was like, "We found his arm, we found his leg, and now we found his head. What more proof do you need?" But luckily, they'll soon go straight to looking for the proof that they need from Miss Bickerman. And I don't mean the sister, since you recall in the first one, she was feeding the baby crocodiles bread. And what do you know? Looks like somehow she passed away in the second one. But I don't think her sister is gonna be lucky either. But I'm not gonna say that until it comes time. So, But enough about that. Now we go on to Scott, where we get to see his friends like I forgot the other three people name and the woman, but if I remember I will. And so that's when they all plan on going into a trip to like go to a lake, like swim maybe, and get some suntans and whatever. Oh man. But sooner or later we get to see them drop like flies later on in the series. But later on we get to But then we see like some extra characters like they're getting ready to like set up camp and then you get to see the women like and we're not gonna say this on not on here. We're gonna keep it censored. And while they were having a good time while the guy was pitching up the tent, the two women were like, "What's wrong?" And the guy was like, it's getting a little hard. I think I'm gonna join you two for a swim." And then she said, "Well, come on in." But then what do you know? What they didn't realize was that a crocodile was like, and then bit those two. and then while the guy was like looking for the two women, he found something that we're not gonna talk about. And then what do you know? The crocodile gives him a surprise attack, making it 3 victims so far. Then later on, we see John Schneider getting ready, and them exploring, and that's when you get to see like the crocodile like jump up with a big pounce and break down the boat, and then you get to run into the two women's friends that were poachers, since they did like a lot of bad things, and this woman didn't like it. Like I would have felt the same way if someone was poaching a panda. If you guys have a favorite animal that you don't want to see poached, let me know in the comments. But enough about that. Later on, we get to see the news reporter at the Bickerman house, and he was like taking pictures of like the beautiful lake view, while Miss Bickerman was getting ready to go inside, and she said, "I just remembered, I'm gonna make you a snack." And then she was like, "I'm not hungry." And then she made a big mistake. Never blurt out what you're gonna do to them. Ever. But about that, that's when she tells him to like look further. and then he sees something. He's like, "What was that?" And then you get to see him get eaten, while Miss Bickerman was safely in her house. Like, for crying out loud. A crocodile attacked him, and she knew this was gonna happen. Man, killers these days, they do like the little twist. They show you something cool, and then the crocodile comes out and eats you. Huh. Who else is next? Josh Scheider? Huh. Well, I'm not gonna tell you since we're gonna keep going. So we go all the way to where we see Scott and Yang. Scott goes exploring and then sees a nest. Oop. But we'll get into that part later on. So right now, John Schneider lost his boat, and this guy literally one of his cadets gave him the guns and everything, and they were actually planning a trap for the creature. They used a turtle to lure as bait, but then for some reason the pig eats the turtle, and then when you hear the pig like squealing while they're pushing on the stick, the crocodile goes like chomps him whole, and then they tranquilize it with elephant rupees, and then you got this guy who's like all high and mighty, and like ties the like around his schnoz to the crocodile, and he's like, "I learned this in a Boy Scout." trying to make the women jealous. But then that's when the crocodile bit his arm off. It was like, ah! Then you can like see the blood, and then the crocodile's mouth like hits one of the researchers, and he's like, ugh, ugh, ugh. And then while the crocodile was like chopping the guy that bit his hand off, it brings him back to the lake and eats him, leaving the guy that was like hit multiple times to die from tree branches that killed him. It could have been like the tree branches were pretty sharp when they broke. So that's my possibility. If you guys know of any other reasons on how he passed away, you let me know. And don't say it's from a crocodile attack. I doubt it. But that's when. But now we go back to the part with Scott where he sees it, and he brings like two of his his girlfriend and his other friend, and Mr. Santos's kid, and then while this other guy and his girlfriend were like, well, the guy was playing with Scott's friend's dog. That's when the crocodile like swerves and like dives under. Like I thought that the crocodile would actually kill him. Like it's usually a good twist. And then while his woman was like enjoying sunbathing, that's when it was actually the crocodile that was smelling the foot, and then she's like, ugh. And then the crocodile was like, bit her leg, and then like twisted her around, and the crocodile like dragged her into her. It was like, and the guy screams like, help, help, like literally screaming for help when he should be running away from it for his life. Then we go straight to like the guy, to the other three kids. Well, they find the nest. This guy was like breaking crocodile eggs, and Scott was like, you shouldn't be messing with those, yada yada yada. And then he went up towards him like all high and mighty. He's like, don't you ever mess with me again. Like literally. But then sooner or later, Karma bites him. Because then you hear the woman saying, don't look now. There's a giant crocodile behind you. And the guy was like, Crocs in his leg. Real funny. And then she repeated it again. I'm not kidding. I'm like, can someone grab me a tissue? I think I'm gonna cry. And then what do you know, when he turns, the crocodile like pushes him, and like he tries to like crawl, and then Scott grabs his hand, but then the crocodile bites the leg and she drags him into her nest, killing him with a didn't even chomp him. Just actually no, he bit him a few times and then killed him. Then you got John Schneider back where they hunt the crocodile with a dead platypus, while the crocodile eats it. But sooner or later, the other boat breaks, and then they have to like try to run away from the water. The guy's like, ugh. But that's not the only thing. The poacher lost a plane, but then when the crocodile was like coming, the woman tries to shoot it, and then you get to see the crocodile like try to almost eat her. But then this guy's poacher friend like stabs the crocodile in the right spot, killing it, making the first kill of this movie. And the guy was like, yeah, like with a big scream. So later on, it starts to rain, and then the poacher's friend was like, you should pitch your tent in the lake. The fish would definitely like it. A little bit of humor. Then later on, the crocodile comes over to his tent, and then literally tries to eat him. But that's when his friend like cuts open his tent that he didn't do a good job with setting up to rescue him. But sooner or later, John Schneider and his poacher friend get a few small little injuries, but his friend was dead because the crocodile was like, ah, and then the guy was like screaming for his life. And it's like this: you kill the creature, but then it's like you kill the creature, and then the creature kills you. Man, it's like they were both even. Like that's crazy. Then later on, you get to see like the other three people. They tried to escape from the crocodile. They even climbed, but Scott only left with a torn piece of his pants. Luckily, when they were like trying to keep an eye on the guard, and while John Schneider was like very ticked off that his son went out with his friends near the lake, they were screwed. So later on, Scott and his girlfriend were trying to like stay on the tree while they were gonna sleep, and tells his friend to like wake up so they can keep watch. But then the guy was like, and then falls onto the crocodile. Man, he should have touched the crocodile and let the crocodile sleep instead of waking it up, getting himself dragged. But then later on, you get to see like these two people try to escape, and you get to see like a few crocodiles like team up, trying to like surround. But luckily, John Schneider grabs like this grenade launcher and boom, blows one of the crocodiles to smithereens, making another kill. Later on, they go straight to the Bickerman's house where Scott is very upset that he can't go with his father. But luckily, he gives his father a nice good hug, and then they stay with Miss Bickerman. But I think that John Schneider made a big mistake by leaving them with Miss Bickerman, because that's where she feeds most of the people to crocs. But karma bites her. So you'll see what they were waiting outside after they got a little cleaned up, and no thanks to her. She wanted to show Scott's girlfriend something cool, but she really wanted to go inside where it's safe. And then you see the crocodile like go up, and then but luckily they turn, making Miss Bickerman the target, and then she was like, ah! And karma bit her. Miss Bickerman got eaten by the croc. But the crocodile wasn't done yet. Since it saw two more people, it tried to like, but since they forgot to close like on the back gate, they had to quickly like try to like hold the door closed while the crocodile was going like trying to break through. But later on, you get to see like the last poacher like hanging upside down like a little monkey he is. But then while they gather the eggs, this woman was like trying to. I mean, this eco-friendly woman. And then she tries to grab her eggs, but then the crocodile goes up. She tries, but luckily it's already too late. Since she had a machete, one stabbed near the neck, or basically like around here, and then the crocodile was like dead. That's amazing on how you can kill a crocodile that easily. But in the meantime, John Shire plants the explosives, causing the. So this way, when the creature attacks, when it goes close to the nest, boom. But that's when the button started not working, and then John Shire was almost crocodile chow. So Scott quickly pushes out of the way to save his father. When the crocodile was about to pounce and eat. But that's when the crocodile was near where it wanted to be. And then Scott was like, Dad, catch! And then luckily John Shire finishes off the last crocodile by saying a good line. In a while, crocodile. And boom! Blowing up the crocodile. Oops! I got way ahead of myself after that. And then let's rewind. And then later on, after when the woman kills the crocodile, the last person that got killed that was hanging upside down, being the monkey in the tree, gets decapitated. And then John Shire kills the crocodile. Completely forgot. I keep getting way ahead of myself on this one. So it all ends with Scott and his friend like all together, leaving a total of 4 people to survive in that movie. With a good ending. And then we get a kiss scene or 2 in that one. And then John Schneider and the researcher go straight to the research lab, making this a happy ending for right now. At least until the next sequel. So, overall, for this movie, a lot of good kills have happened in this movie. A lot of good egg destroying, hand ripping, decapitation. A lot of good things have happened in this movie. So, overall, this movie gets a good 4.5 out of 5 for good decapitation, some good arm ripping, some good stabbings, and good explosions. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go over to that bell notification so you never miss another featured video. Smash that thumbs up button. Comment down in the comment section of any DVDs or anything you want me to review. And I'll see you all in my next feature video. Peace!